Let's start with something to think about. Consider a moment today, or maybe recently, when things felt, well, heavy, complicated perhaps, or just uncertain. In that moment, was joy something you felt? Or maybe was it something you could have actively chosen?
Hmm. That's a powerful question to begin our deep dive today,
Yeah.
because we're exploring this really profound idea, the idea that joy isn't just, a fleeting emotion that happens to us when everything's going
Yeah.
great.
It's not just a reaction.
Exactly. Instead, we're looking at a perspective that frames joy as uh, a deliberate choice, something rooted much deeper
Yeah.
than our immediate circumstances.
Yeah, and to kind of set the stage for that, there's this ancient, this beautiful line, "This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it."
Psalm 118.
Yeah, and at first glance, you might think, okay, that's for a good day, right? The celebration song. But digging deeper, it feels like something more foundational, like a declaration for any day, whatever it holds.
That's precisely it. It sets the tone. And the core of what we're really unpacking here is this idea of joy as well, you could call it a holy choice.
A holy choice.
Of
Right.
not just a feeling that washes over you when things are easy, but an active decision. And this perspective, it really challenges us, doesn't it? It suggests that even when life is difficult or heavy or just plain uncertain, that option to choose joy, it's still there. It's available.
Okay, but I think it's really important we clarify something here. Choosing joy like this, it doesn't mean sticking your head in the sand, right?
Oh, absolutely not.
It's not about pretending things are fine when they clearly aren't.
Yeah.
Not denying the hard reality.
No, that's a crucial distinction. It's actually about something far more resilient, far deeper. Think of it more like anchoring your heart, anchoring it in the truth, the belief that God is good even when life itself doesn't feel good in that moment.
Anchoring, I like that. So it's about trust then.
Exactly. Trust is central. It's a conscious decision, an act of faith to root yourself in that underlying goodness, regardless of the storm swirling around you.
So practically speaking,
Oh.
how does someone actually do that? How do you make that active choice for joy when you're facing real hardship, real pain?
Well, a big part of it is intentionality. It involves deliberately looking for his presence, looking for those moments of grace, even in the ordinary stuff, the everyday grind,
Finding the small things.
finding the small things, yes, and also trusting his hand through the unexpected turns, the things you didn't see coming. It means cultivating this awareness, a deliberate focus, seeking out the good, the light, even when it feels like you're surrounded by shadows.
Recognizing those glimpses of hope.
Exactly. Glimpses of hope, reminders that there's something bigger at play than just our immediate struggles.
We've actually seen some really compelling examples of this in action. Take that group of students, I think it was in South Africa.
Ah, yes, the joy circles.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's quite insightful because it was so simple, really, but the impact was significant.
Hmm.
These were just regular weekly meetings. High school students deal with all the usual pressures, big exams coming up, personal stuff going on.
Standard teenage stress, yeah.
Right. And in these circles, they would intentionally share things they were grateful for. Even small wins, little victories.
Acknowledging the good bits.
Nodding the good bits. And the result, it was quite remarkable, actually. These students, despite all the stress, they reported feeling more peace, more confidence. One of them put it so simply, it helped us look for light.
Wow. Look for light. That's powerful. It really shows people consciously choosing where to put their focus, doesn't it? Amidst all that difficulty.
It really does. It's a tangible example of making that choice, cultivating gratitude as a way towards joy, even in a demanding situation. And, there's a similar dynamic, but in a very different setting. A choir in Canada.
A choir. Where was this?
This was in a cancer treatment center. Imagine that environment. The weight, the fear, the uncertainty.
Yeah, incredibly challenging.
Incredibly challenging.
Yeah.
And yet regularly, patients and staff would gather together in the waiting room of all places, and they would sing praise songs.
Wow. Patients and staff singing together while dealing with all of that?
Yes, choosing to lift their voices in that specific space. And the effect, as you can imagine, was profound. One patient shared something really moving. They said, joy became part of our healing, sometimes through tears, but always through hope.
Through tears, but always through hope. That hits deep. It really highlights that joy isn't about not feeling sadness or pain, is it?
Not at all. It can coexist. That's the amazing thing. It can exist alongside the difficult emotions. Yeah. And in that coexistence, it can actually become a source of strength, a vital part of finding hope, even healing.
So these examples, the students actively, looking for light, and this choir finding hope in song, but facing really tough circumstances. They just bring this whole idea to life, don't they? They show that even when things are far, far from perfect, that choice for joy, it can make a real difference.
It absolutely can. And that really brings us to the heart of it, the key takeaway. Joy isn't something we just passively find, waiting for everything to be perfect before we allow ourselves to feel it.
It's not circumstantial.
It's not circumstantial. It's chosen.
Mhm.
As these stories show, it's chosen when you trust God, no matter what. It's an active engagement, a deliberate leaning into hope and gratitude, regardless of what's happening around you. A choice rooted in faith.
So, as we wrap up this deep dive, let's circle back to where we started. Think again about that moment of heaviness or complexity or uncertainty. Reflect now on this idea we've explored. Could joy, even then, have been a choice available to you? A choice rooted in something far deeper than your circumstances, something to hold on to.